How about this? President Trump getting a lecture from Chicago's Democrat Mayor Rahm Emanuel. Roll tape.
You didn't get elected to debate the crowd size of your inaugural. You got elected to make sure that people have a job, the economy continues to grow, people have security as it relates to their kids' education, etc. And it wasn't about your crowd size. It was about their lives and their jobs.
All right, come on in. Scott Martin, who lives in Chicago. All right, Scott, Chicago's unemployment rate is very close to 6%. As a Chicago guy yourself, what do you make of Mayor Emanuel lecturing the president about jobs?
It's funny, Stuart, listening to that soundbite there. It's almost like he was self-reflective of his own situation, because those are things that I would say Mr. Emanuel is elected to do here that he has failed on, whether it's crime, whether it's jobs, whether it's other city policies, trust with the police, all those things that he was enabled or enacted at least to try to rebuild, he has failed on so far.
Now, to be fair, Scott Martin, Donald Trump has had a thing or two to say to Rahm Emanuel about running Chicago. So it has run both ways here, has it not?
It has, and one of those things, Stuart, was comments about a stop and frisk policy, which, if you look at the crime rates in, say, New York City, which I guess is a comparable, maybe simulation, is that there has been some effect. Now, you don't want to totally confuse causation with correlation, but with regards to Chicago and a stop and frisk policy, that's something that maybe could be tried here, because certainly being the murder capital of the country and all the crime that is going on in Chicago, what has been done so far is not working.
You're a financial guy. And I want to turn to the financial side of what's been going on today. The Dow Jones Industrial Average up over 100 points, getting closer to 20,000. I'm calling it the Trump rally. What say you, Scott Martin?
I say the Trump bump, Stuart, that continues to hump along, because it seems like it really speaks to the kinetic energy that was tied up in this market for the last several years of the Obama administration, which loves the business mind that's sitting in D.C. currently.
I noticed that the automaker stocks, Ford, General Motors, Fiat, Chrysler, all of them up today. That followed meetings at the White House between the executives of those auto companies and President Trump. So, in terms of the stock market, in terms of investors, they are responding to what the president is doing to American industry and responding favorably.
That connection, Stuart, seems to be built again with D.C. That's something we have missed for several years. You look at the body language of a lot of these CEOs, Stuart, that are coming out of these meetings. They seem positive. They seem like they actually have some ground to work on finally with D.C. with tax policy, regulation. That's why you're going to see a good year in the stock market, I believe.
Can you tell me why so many analysts got it so wrong? Because in the run-up to the election, everybody was predicting a crash if Mr. Trump was elected.
It goes to show you that maybe we're lucky that Hillary didn't get in there with all her cohorts like Elizabeth Warren, because maybe that was what everybody was predicting that didn't happen with regards to what happened with Trump. So I think going forward, you're really going to see a lot of the business ingenuity, a lot of the communication with the business market and the business climate really improve. And that's what you should be concerned about as an investor, not all this regulatory stuff, not all this tax stuff that Hillary was threatening.
Now, all of our viewers want me to ask the following question. Does the Trump rally continue from here?
It does. Now, there are going to be some fits and starts. There are going to be some bumps and bruises. There's an adjustment period with any new administration. But I'm telling you, this is a better one that we could have had if Hillary would have won on November 8th.
We'll leave it right there. Scott Martin, thank you very much indeed, sir. We'll see you again soon. All right.
Thanks, Stuart.
Democrats.